Hello everyone. So today we're doing things a little bit different. It's been a while. The room's a mess. I'm actually wanting to switch the desk over. So my backdrop will be more of like display stuff because on the other wall there's like Nendoroids, all that kind of figures and whatnot behind it. So I figured it might be a better backdrop than just nothing. Anyways, and plus, air conditioning's busted. It's the heat of the summer, here, and, yeah, and then there's this whole thing with tariffs that have been really bad recently. So some of the stuff has slowed down, and it's been really kind of like, hey, I'm going to get it from Ami because they market as Japan, instead of China, like Good Smile tends to do, and it's just a hot mess. And it's only going to get worse because the de minimis is going away in 2027. So yeah, I gotta like another year and a half of figures before it's like it may be over. Anyways, enough of the depressing crap. I am here because I got something in the mail I was kind of excited about. It is a Nendoroid of a classic character. There were two that came out from the series, but I chose just to get one just because she came with kind of... It just seemed like she come with more accessories and more options than the other character did, and that is none other than Faye Valentine from the anime Cowboy Bebop. So yeah, this was pretty cool, and I wanted to get either her or Spike, but I settled on Faye because I just felt like she had a little bit more posability, options. Like the Spike one was really cool. The finger gun pose would have been the one that I put him in, and I still might get him, but I was like, let me go ahead and get Faye. Just because, like, I mean, even with this, like with the sunglasses, it's just like she has so many different options, and then plus she's an android with a cigarette that both you can either pose her with the cigarette in her mouth or the cigarette in her fingers, and most of the time it's one or the other. You don't normally get both, so that's why I thought this was pretty cool. Yeah, so the box is basically simplistic, but it does have that like Cowboy Bebop intro style with the lines. So yeah, and you've got like it's black all the way around, basically. And the accent color being red. So, yeah, super excited about this one. It is in the window box, thank God, because I got a Kindergarten Wars one recently, and she came great, but I just hated those, like, those no plastic boxes. Like the, oh gosh, it was just so horrible. The one I got wasn't so bad just because the ponytail of Rita came attached already, but the Bill Dandy, where all her hair parts came separate, that just so stressful. So stressful to do all that and then find a place to keep them. I actually found like a little plastic container to put my stuff in just because I felt like it was better than just leave it in the box. But anyways, enough of that. Just glad that these are back, at least for the time being. But we're going to go ahead and open her and put her in a couple of poses now. So, be right back. Okay, so before I put her in the poses, we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at Faye and her glory, and then her additional parts. So here is Faye herself. I do like how the outfit is actually metallic. So I think that's really cool that they went for that detail. She comes with the cigarette mouth. The cigarette is separate. I guess that's how they're like, okay, you can either put it in her hand or put it in her mouth. So I would be very careful because that cigarette could get lost. If you have animals like me, it will get missing. I still have a few figure parts that are currently missing that I have no idea where they are, and I'm guessing the animals are playing with them. Anyways, then there's her nervous face. She has one bent leg, crossed arms, and then some bent arms. Two additional hands. One looks like it's probably more for the gun, and the other one for the cigarette. She has two different guns. And then she has her sunglasses. So pretty decent by today's standard of Nendoroid. That's kind of why I chose to get her instead of Spike, at least for the time being. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and open her up and put her in some poses. Okay, so I decided just to switch out her face for her first pose, because this is kind of how the box shows her kind of shocked expression. She looks pretty cool. Like, I really do love the shine on her clothes. That is so cool. Her hair looks pretty decent. And something that I've noticed with Nendoroids lately, it seems to me, at least to me, it could just be a coincidence, but I noticed when I was changing out the face that the color on the inside is like a tone of purple, like a lighter shade of purple than this is. So to me, it almost seems like if the hair on the inside is like a white plastic, it's more likely to have paint errors or paint flaws versus ones that actually have the color on the inside. Also, the ones that have the color on the inside, like if you have a mark or something, it's a lot easier to take a magic eraser to versus ones that have the white, because the white has a tendency to the mark will show up a lot of times, or the mark that you use with the magic eraser with. So just something that I've noticed, but I think this looks really cool thus far, and I'm not even like really doing much with her at this point. But anyways, this is a first pose. I'm gonna go ahead and put her in the next one. Okay, so here is the next pose. Now, I do have an issue with mine. I don't know if it's a design flaw or if it's just mine. But the folding arms are separate, and it has a little like tab that's supposed to go in. Like, there's a tab in this one and a hole right here, and they just don't seem to. It doesn't seem to hold at all. So, I mean, like, it shows it as like this, but I think mine is like warped, or I don't know what it is, but I can't get the arm to kind of like lay flat like it does in the photo, like the arm that overlaps. Let's see if I can see it, yeah. It wants to, the point wants to come up. So if you want this pose, that might be like an issue with you, or it could just be mine, but I'm not that upset about it just because I'm not going to use it. But it's one of the design flaws, but I think this one was done by Good Small Arts Shanghai. So I don't know if they just do their cross arms differently than Good Small, because Good Small it doesn't seem like they're consistent with their cross arms. Like, sometimes they're together, sometimes they're separate. But this is the first time that they've been separate, and I cannot get them to like connect. But like, they're, like I said, like there's like this little round tab, and then there's a hole in this one. It looks like it should like go into the other, and it just won't connect. Like, even taking them off and trying to make them connect, it won't connect. So just thoughts. It's still pretty cute, and I mean, like, they have it shown to the side anyway. But yeah, I'm not gonna put in this pose, leave it her in this pose anyway. So on to the next one. Okay, and here she is in her next pose, and I have to say, like, this was so easy to put together, this part. I like the fact that they actually gave you the shoulder piece and the arm, that wasn't separate. Like, it just looks really cool, actually. The only thing I wish is that they had two hands that held the gun, because her right hands are the only ones that hold the gun or the cigarette. I wish they had it to where she could hold both. But yeah, this is really cool. Like, this is a lot better than the cross arm pose, to be honest. The cigarette, you just slide between the two fingers. Like, don't try to put it from above, you just slide it between. It's really that simple. I was trying to push it in through, but then I was like, well, let me just try, and it went right in, and it holds very well. So yeah, I really like this pose. I like it more than I thought I would for a simplistic pose. But I am going to have her with her sunglasses next. So be right back. And here she is in her final pose. And I have to say, the gun holding hand is very weak. Like it's really hard to get the gun to stay in her hand. So it'll fall out at the slightest like nudge. Especially the bigger gun. The smaller gun, it's easier to get her to hold it. But the bigger gun, it's a little difficult. And it's hard to get the hand to fully grasp the other side. Like it makes it look like in the pictures like she's supposed to be grasping it or close, but I think it's just an optical illusion because I could not get them any closer than that. The other thing is I would be a little careful putting the bent arms and doing this pose because I did notice, or I didn't think about it at the time, but the gold, I could see it like rubbing off easily. But I really love this Nendoroid. Like I really do. Like I love the cigarette. I love the glasses. She's just really cool, and I'm super glad I have her. And I would suggest her to any Cowboy Bebop fan. I just think that she's great. So anyways, I guess let me know what other kind of classic anime character you would like to see in Nendoroid form. I really love all the classic ones we've been getting recently. But yeah, that's it for this review, and I guess I'll see y'all next time. Later.